was the Artie Roast. And this year we're going with a variety show format. All the skits you see tonight were produced and directed by the people in the skits. So you're going to see we have some really talented people here in Nevins. Our bathrooms are kind of small, as you probably know. So we brought in some extra facilities for you. Feel free to use them anytime you need. Our sound system is not the greatest, so please be quiet so that everybody can enjoy the play. I know you're going to enjoy it. You better, because I know where you live. Y'all have enough food?
Yes.
Don't go to sleep on me. Snoring will not be allowed. I've always been nervous about speaking in the public.
Yeah, right.
And now I know what that expression, shaking in your boots, means. And I think I should have peed before it came up. A fellow once told me how to handle public speaking. He said, imagine that everybody's doing the same thing. Could be reading a book, knitting, it doesn't make any difference. Just imagine they're all doing the same thing, and then it'll be like you're talking to one person. Well, my imagination isn't all that great, so I'm going to have to ask you to help me. Would you all stand and take your clothes off? I'm just kidding. Sit down. We hope that you're going to go away with a smile on your face. Actually, no, we're looking for a little bit more than that. We hope we have you laughing so hard that you have to change your underwear. Now, if that happens, John, you can change with Peter. When we get to the end, it gets to be a little bit of a problem because we find Artie having to change with Alice. Now, you're going to have to listen very carefully because you probably hear your name mentioned, as you probably have already experienced. Every effort has been made to make sure that nobody's going to be insulted. It's all in good fun. But if you do feel that you've been slighted in any way, I live at 6 Morrison Drive.
No, you don't.
Okay.
I'm going to hit you one more time. Now tell the truth, Buster. Come on. I'm watching you.
Is she gone? This is what happens when Charlotte doesn't have her cup of coffee. All right. You know, if my body were a car, I would definitely trade it in for a new model. Every time I sneeze, cough, or sputter, my radiator leaks, and my exhaust backfires. And you don't know who you can trust today. Dr. David Rubin wrote a book. Everything you wanted to know about sex. But he left out the most important thing. Where do you get it? Joanne, hi. Joanne was at a dating agency signing up for online dating service. The secretary asked her, "What are you looking for in a man?" And Joanne said, "Well, it would be nice if he had regular bowel movements." The secretary said, "Does it matter if it's involuntary?" Okay, our first presentation will be with Anna Hartwick in an act called The Seven Little Old Ladies. Anna?
Frank! I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the ladies' room. I just went in there. I was trying to put on my makeup and get all gussied up for this party at the Nevins tonight. Yeah. Not that I need the makeup, but, you know, I went to go in there, and these noises are just coming from there. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but don't go in there. We don't know. We don't know. But maybe, if you pick up your little song sheets that say old ladies on them, and you help sing with us, then maybe we can just get them out of the ladies' room. What do you think? Okay.
Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies walking the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies were locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
The first to arrive was old Pearl Humphrey. She shifted and jiggled to get herself comfy. Then, to her dismay, she could not get her bum free, and nobody knew they were there.
Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies were locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies were locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
The second to come in was Marie, the minister's daughter. She went in to pass some superfluous water. She pulled on the chain, and the rising tide caught her, and nobody knew she was there.
Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
The third old lady was Miss Betty Clancy. She went there because something tickled her fancy. But when she got there, she found ants in her panties. Knew she was there.
What can the matter? You seven old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter? You seven old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
The fourth in was old Carolyn Draper. She sat herself down and found there was no paper. She had to clean up with a plasterer's scraper, and nobody knew she was there.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
The fifth old lady was little Sue Bartlett. She paid her a penny and straight in she darted. What a waste of a penny, 'cause she only farted.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
Who crossed her legs on a personal whim. But her thigh got caught twixt the bowl and the trim, and nobody knew she was there.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
The last old lady was Barbara McBlythe. She went in with a bottle to booze on the slide. When she sat down, she thought somebody goosed her, and she shouted, "It don't feel like it used to." And nobody knew she was there.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 7 old ladies locked in the lavatory. They were there from Sunday to Saturday. Nobody knew they were there.
Richard the janitor came in early that morning. He opened the door without any warning. The 7 old ladies, their seats were adorning, and nobody knew they were there.
It's oh dear, what the hell am
I'd like to introduce all the members of our cast. We have Richard Huffnagel, the janitor. We have Sue Marino. Carolyn DeCamp. Jenny Hopper. Marie Piaccia. Alice Mack. Barbara Young. I did Richard first. All right, take a bow, ladies. Yes, she is.
Okay, now if I can get your attention one more time.
Turn on the light.
Hey, I'm a professional. It was on. Now, Anna will tell you that these ladies were falling all over each other to get into this skit. And you can see that there may be a reason why, but that isn't the truth. The truth is we had to get them drunk to say yes. Let me tell you the story of a successful lawyer who was tired of the rat race. He sold everything he had and decided he was going to move away somewhere where there was no internet, no telephone, no people. After a long consideration, he decided Alaska was the place for him. He built a cabin in the woods and moved in. Nearest neighbor, 60 miles away. Peace, quiet, he was a happy man. One day after he had been in the cabin for a couple of years, there came a knock on his door. Upon answering, he found this very large man standing out there who must have been a mountain man. The fellow said, "I come from the other side of the mountain. I'm going to have a party. I'd like you to come." Well, the fellow said, "I've been here for 2 years. Maybe I could do a party." "Yeah, I think I'd go." The mountain man said, "Could be a bit of drinking at this party." And the lawyer said, "I know how to handle my liquor." The mountain man said, "Could be some fighting." And the lawyer said, "Well, I used to box in college, and I was pretty good at it." And the mountain man said, "Could be some wild sex." The lawyer said, "I've been up here for 2 years, all by myself." So the mountain man said, "Okay, see you next Saturday." "By the way," asked the lawyer, "how many people are going to be at this party with the drinking and the fighting and the wild sex?" The mountain man said, "Just you and me." Our next act was flown in at great expense. I think they were flown in because the last time I talked to them on the phone, they said they were high. They played far and wide from North Londonderry to South Londonderry. And always, I say always, have escaped just before the cops got there. I'd like to introduce you to that purveyor of sweepstakes jackpots, that master of ceremonies on late night TV. Please put your hands together for Ed McMadman. Good evening, good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Nevins, we are very fortunate tonight, for we have a visitor, that famous mystic from the East, all-knowing, all-telling, all-seeing, sage, seer, soothsayer. Please welcome. Oh, I forgot 2 of his other qualifications. He is a former member of the Chippendales and a former model for Fruit of the Loom. Please welcome Karnak, the Magnificent. Karnak, the Magnificent. Bim Salabim. Welcome, welcome. 1,000 welcomes, oh great one. I hold in my hand the envelopes. A child of 5, or even Joe Laporte, could see that these envelopes have been hermetically sealed. They were secretly stored in a mayonnaise jar on Tony Violente's front porch around 4 this afternoon. No one, not even Jack O'Connell, knows the contents of these envelopes. But you, in your divine and borderline mystical way, will ascertain the answers, having never before heard the questions. Is that about right, sir?
I'm sorry, what?
You're supposed to answer the question in the envelope.
Why didn't you just say that the first time?
Thank you very much. I hand you, sir, the first envelope.
I will start to apply my mystical powers, the powers from the East, that only I possess. What are you grumbling about?
Oh, not a thing, sir.
Oh, okay. Can I have complete silence, please?
Oh, God, that's what I'm afraid we're going to have.
First, 1,000 clowns.
1,000 clowns, hermetically sealed.
Now what?
Now you're supposed to open the envelope.
Open the envelope. Okay.
Tony Violente's front porch.
Hermetically sealed.
4 o'clock this afternoon.
1,000 clowns. Who put the Nevins bylaws together? Number 2. I will divine the answer. The answer is Mount Baldy.
Do you remember what you're supposed to do next?
Can you spell bite me?
While you're opening that, I'll make sure the exits are clear.
Mount Baldy.
Mount Baldy.
What do you do when you play horsey with Jerry Beaudry? Oliver North and Dean Martin.
Oliver North and Dean Martin.
Name a guy who took the 5th and a guy who drank it.
You might want to change your address after this show.
That's okay. 6 Morrison Drive is hard to find.
6 more.
A speech impediment.
Speech impediment.
What would you call an Italian with one arm shorter than the other? Rub-a-dub-dub.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Must be an echo in here. Rub-a-dub-dub. What does a masseuse do to your dub-dub? Sis boom ba.
Sis, boom,
Sis
ba.
boom ba.
Okay.
Never having seen these before. Describe the sound when a sheep explodes. Hickory dickory dock.
Hickory, dickory, dock.
What kind of a doctor do you go to if you're having trouble with your hickory dickory?
Get us into this. Ah,
Let's see. Sitting bull. Describe the scene when the board of directors is in a meeting.
a good one.
Aha.
Aha.
How do you know?
I can feel it.
Oh, the New York Giants.
New York football giants.
Clarify that. New York football Giants. What do you call a bunch of guys watching the Patriots play in the Super Bowl on TV?
Okay.
Three Dog Night.
Three Dog Night.
I already said that.
Three Dog Night.
I already said that.
Three Dog Night.
I don't have it. Okay. Three Dog Night. Describe a bad night for a tree. Get another gem. Dear John.
Dear John.
I already said that. What's another name for Bambi's toilet? Minnie Pearl. What could you call Mrs. Goodrich when she's standing next to Larry? All right, it's coming in. 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
Now we're getting the kinky stuff. Name most of the hair colors at the Nevins.
That was worth waiting for. I can't wait for the next one.
Voodoo.
Voodoo. Voodoo.
Voodoo. Voodoo. What do you get if you leave your voo out overnight?
Those exits again.
And they're off.
And they're off.
And they're off.
They're off.
May I have silence, please?
Oh, you've had plenty of silence already. You got it.
Wait for it, wait for it. What does a vet say after he neuters a bull? They're off. Guns and roses.
Guns and roses.
Start running. Name two things Curtis brought on a date. I got a bad feeling about this one.
Go ahead, there's nobody that sensitive out there.
All right. A third world dictator.
A third world dictator.
Yeah.
Mary's got it already.
What do you get when you cross a third world potato?
Here's the next envelope.
Yeah. Thank you. Traces of silver.
Traces of silver.
What do you find behind the Lone Ranger's horse?
Traces of silver.
Yeah. It could be messy at 6 Morrison Drive.
Hey!
Let's see. Boil the hell out of it.
Boil the hell out of it.
How do you make holy water? Galloping gourmet. What would you call Dennis Brazy when he really has to go to the bathroom?
He's asleep.
I'm sensing another bad one here.
Oh, go ahead anyway. They've heard them before.
All right, you sure?
Go ahead.
All right. $1.50.
$1.50.
You're sensitive. You might want to cover your ears. $1.50. What do you call an Indian with 3 testicles? When it's raining,
When it's raining,
when the sun is shining,
when the sun is shining,
and the swallows come back to Capistrano.
and when the swallows come back to Capistrano.
When should Darylyn use her umbrella? Bambi, the White House grounds, and Artie's jokes. Name a fawn, a lawn, and a yawn. No, you get in trouble again. Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson, the #1 golfer in the world. Dustin Johnson.
Describe someone cleaning his Johnson.
word meant 10 years ago.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
What are good directions to the urologist's office?
Ladies and gentlemen, I hold in my hand the last envelope. When Karnak is done, please allow him to leave in one piece.
May the fleas of 1,000 camels nest in your shorts. A triple and a double.
A triple and a double.
Catchers and fielders.
Catchers and fielders.
And Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Triple and a double. Catchers and fielders. And Dolly Parton. Name 2 big hits, 2 big mitts, and a famous country singer.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for Dennis Moreau and Ed McMahon. Dennis Moreau. Hello. Steve Buckley is You've all seen Betty Harper's new little dog. He's a designer dog, you know. He's a part Maltese and part Shih Tzu. She calls him Piper. She should have called him Egypt, because every room Piper goes into, he leaves a pyramid. I have no respect, you know. Last night I called the incontinence hotline. They put me on hold. An elderly retiree wobbles into an ice cream shop and very carefully and slowly climbs up onto the stool. He wheezes a minute and then says, "I'll have a chocolate sundae." The server says, "Crushed nuts?" He says, "No, weak knees." Okay, our next act. I know what kind of joke you like. Our next act is a product of the Nevins. And here to tell you about it is Rosemary Pilevi, Peggy Kerr, and Anna Hartwick.
A few years ago, I joined Senior Moments, a group that was started by Jim Dodge. This group brings brief moments of humor to many retired people on the coast of New Hampshire and Maine.
Charlene Langtree brought this group to our attention, and we had them here for a performance.
After seeing the performance of Senior Moments and hearing about all they do, we looked into starting a similar group here at the Nevins. Mike Smith created our logo, Off Our Rockers, and that pleased all of us. We would like to present to you Off Our Rockers in their first performance. So be kind.
Dennis Gracie. All right, Peter Cafasso, you can clap. John Gordon. Earl River. Christine Perez. John Perez. John Coletti. Barbara Kwan. Sandy Shula. Martha Connelly. Carl Connelly. And Mike Snyder.
Thoughts on being a senior citizen?
I'm a senior citizen, and I'm the life of the party, even when it lasts until 8 o'clock.
Now, I'm a senior citizen. I'm wrinkled. I'm saggy. I'm lumpy. And that's just my left leg.
I'm a senior citizen. I'm a storeroom of facts. I just lost the key to the storeroom.
We are wise enough to admit being old.
You know you're old when, at the breakfast table, you hear snap, crackle, and pop. And you're not even eating cereal.
You know you're old when it takes 2 tries to get off the couch.
You know you're old when happy hour is a nap.
You know you're old when you finally get your head together and your body starts to fall apart.
You know you're old when you wonder how you could be over the hill when you don't remember being on top.
These are some jokes we have heard from celebrities.
Woody Allen said, "It's not that I'm afraid to die. I just don't want to be around when it happens."
Irma Bombeck said, "The only reason I would take up jogging is so that I could hear heavy breathing."
Vita Rudner said, "My grandmother was a tough woman. She buried 3 husbands, and 2 of them were just napping."
Claude Pepper. A stockbroker urged me to buy a stock that would triple its value every single year. I told him at my age, I don't even buy green bananas.
By Billy Crystal, by the time a man is wise enough to watch his step, he's too old to go anywhere.
George Burns. A lot of people tell me that I'm old. I guess it's true because, come to think of it, when I was a boy, the Dead Sea was only sick. George Burns. People ask me what I most appreciate for my 87th birthday. I tell them a paternity suit.
Phyllis Diller. I'm at an age when my back goes out more than I do.
Phyllis Diller also said, whatever you may look like, marry man your own age. As your beauty fades, so will his eyesight.
And a quote from our friend Maxine. Instead of the John, I call my bathroom the gym. That way, it sounds much better when I say, I go to the gym the first thing in the morning.
Here's some words of wisdom from us.
Birthdays are good for you. The more you have, the longer you live.
Some mistakes are too much fun to make only once.
Always keep your words soft and sweet, just in case you have to eat them.
When everything's coming your way, you're in the wrong lane.
Isn't it the truth?
Nothing is worse than a moment during an argument when you realize you're wrong.
After all these years, I still haven't figured out how to fold the fitted sheets.
I have a hard time deciphering the fine line between boredom and hunger.
In sporting events, men wore protective cups. This was used in hockey in 1874. The first helmet was used in 1974. That means it only took 100 years for men to realize their brain was also important.
We'd like to pass on some healthy advice.
My idea of housework is to sweep the room with a glance.
If you look like your passport picture, you probably need the trip.
No husband has ever been shot while doing the dishes.
Junk is something you keep for years and throw away about 3 weeks before you need it.
By the time you can make ends meet, they move the ends.
We would now like to have you all join us in singing Let It Snow. Is that appropriate? The Nevins version inspired by Charlene Landry. Copies of the song are on each table. Please join us.
I would like to propose a toast. Would everyone please raise their glass? Let us raise our glass to the heavens to toast all the folks who live in the Nevins.
Hey, everybody, wait a minute. I'd like to propose a special toast to the ladies of Nevins. Ladies, bottoms up.
Well, the show's still got a little bit to go here. When I was a young lad, I had trouble with women. They seemed to like me. I was at this bar once, and I was hitting on this girl, and I wouldn't say she was ugly, but when I kissed her, I got fur in my throat. I managed to get her phone number, and the next weekend I called her up and said, "Can I come over?" She said, "Yeah, it'd be a good time, there's nobody home." I went over, there was nobody home. The next act is by Gail O'Connor and her crowd of people. It's called I Am a Musician. Gail? Not ready? Okay. This elderly man marries a 20-something woman. And they spend their honeymoon at a swanky New York hotel. The elderly man makes a big deal out of showing his bride off. That evening he takes her down to the restaurant and he buys her a sumptuous feast. And of course the waiter, wanting to get a big tip, treats him like royalty. All the time thinking, this poor old man is not going to make it tonight, honeymoon or not. The next morning, the waiter is on duty again for breakfast. Down comes the elderly gentleman, dressed to the nines and acting like a spring chicken. But his wife's not with him. "Where's your wife?" asks the waiter. "Oh, she'll be down a little bit." Shortly, the wife does come down. She's a mess. Her hair is all messed up. Her makeup is running. Her eyes are bloodshot. She has bags under her eyes. And the waiter says, "Madam, are you okay?" Whereupon she yells, "He said he's been saving it up for years. I thought it was money." Yeah, Gail O'Connor. Yeah.
You don't see me. You don't see me.
So this the other day.
A fine musician, I practice every day, and people come from miles around just to hear me play. My trumpet, they love to hear my trumpet. Da 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 da. I am a fine musician and I get lots of play. But when I play my tuba, people throw money my way. My tuba, I love to play my tuba. Oompa, 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 oompa.
I am a fine musician, my music is so gay, and everybody dances when they hear me play. My trombone, they love to hear my trombone. Da 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 da
We all are fine musicians, we practice every day. And if you'd like to join us, we'll show you the way. Come join us, come take a part and join us.
That was pretty good.
Let's introduce Gail O'Connell on trumpet.